Hello. So I was actually filling in the blanks. I was actually doing some brainstorming and actually mapping out. As I talk about mapping out your actual plan and how you are going to execute, you need to have those things down. How do you plan to get from step one to step five? You need to fill in the blanks so that you know exactly what you're doing. So you're not just walking out there blind saying, oh, I'm going to get this done. This is my goal. This is the aspiration. I'm going to New York, but you have no idea how you're going to get there. You need to have in the details. You need to pin it in what it's going to take, who you need to get there. But anyway, while I was actually sitting here doing my own brainstorming and filling in the blanks, something came to mind that I wanted to share, and that's inconsistency. Isn't it funny, the world that we live in? Those who are inconsistent are actually reluctant to dealing with others who are inconsistent. Isn't that weird? And that's because someone has to be able to be trusted. Someone has to have the potential and the characteristic of being reliable. And if you don't display that, people are reluctant to bringing you aboard on the team. People are reluctant to having you around in a relationship or any other thing in life where reliability is necessary. And I have people to come to me about relationships, friendships. Well, Antoinette, I can't tend to find a friend. Every time I try to befriend someone, they stab me in the back. They're not loyal to me. But the question has to be asked, how loyal are you? Because you attract what you are. Same thing in a partnership. If you are inconsistent with holding up your end of the bargain, you will more than likely lose that partner because they see that inconsistency. You are a liability. They can't keep you around. Inconsistency. You cannot get mad at your results. You cannot get mad that if next year you're still in the same position as you were last year due to your inconsistency. If you're not committed to a relationship, if you're not committed to your goals, like, oh, I'm going to become a millionaire, I'm going to launch my own multi-million-dollar business. Okay, 5, 6 years later, 10 years later, you're still talking about that same thing and you haven't even started on step one. You have to remain consistent. 8 months from now, oh, I quit. Why did you quit? Oh, I gave it a good 8 months. I just couldn't do it. But the same people, the same individuals will go and work on a job and stay there for 15 years, 20 years. But when they say, and this is not about everyone becoming an entrepreneur, because everyone will not become an entrepreneur, but I'm talking about when people speak of their wishes and their goals and what they actually desire. When you say it to me, I'm going to hold you to that. So I'm saying to you guys who are listening right now, if you are trying to start a business, why are you throwing in a towel or quitting 6 months in because you don't see any results? It takes far longer than that. You might look at success stories, some people who took off and they became millionaires in less than a year. Well, that might not be your story. That doesn't happen all the time. These are exceptions to the rules. Sometimes you never know exactly what's going to take off and how fast. You just have to stay committed to it. So if you haven't received results in 6 months, 1 year, don't stop, don't quit and resort back to that which you've always known. No, try consistency and see what type of effect that it will have on your life. Show consistency in your relationship. Don't say, well, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna watch my quick temper. I'm gonna be careful about my eating habits at night. Okay, so if you're talking about being committed to not being quick tempered, when the worst thing comes up against you, you have to remember that you made that vow to yourself now. So don't use an excuse and say, okay, for this one instance, I'm going to lay down that goal. No, because if you do that, you're going to destroy the whole thing and you're going to end up back in the same boat. When you're talking about weight loss and losing weight and hitting the gym, Just because someone in your family dies, or just because you get terminated from a job, or just because you're having it out with in your relationship with your partner, that doesn't mean you resort back to the comfort food late at night, eating the ice cream, the Oreo cookies. You can't allow things and external forces to affect the vow that you made to yourself, because that shows inconsistency. Consistency has to be in place regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the support you receive, regardless of how you feel, whether you are ill or not. Consistency is still required because you made the vow to yourself. How important is it to you? If we can commit to other people's projects, if we can commit and push and stand behind other people's dreams, like their jobs, their companies, you're the main one pushing it 5 days a week, but they're getting the credit. If you can commit like that for 6 years, 8 years, 12 years, why can't you commit to the basic vows that you have put on yourself? Why can't you? There is a lack of consistency, and also there's something going on with self-worth. There's something going on with the confidence that you actually have in yourself, because what is it that's within you that guides you and keeps you committed to other people, but you don't have that same commitment to yourself? There is something within you that has to develop. You have to put more importance on yourself and on your own life. How does your lack of consistency affect you or the people that are immediately surrounded by you? So, but before I leave you, I want to throw in one more thing. Put an end to saying that you gave things your best shot. Well, I gave it a fighting chance. I put my all into it. Did you really? Because if you only put 5 minutes in the whole 30 days of the month into what you said you wanted to do, I'm not sorry to tell you, but that was not your best shot. If you're only working at something 1 day out of 7 days in the week, you are not giving it your best shot. The word best needs to be redefined to you, because your best means, regardless of the circumstances, whether I'm tired, whether I don't have the resources, whether I have support or not, whether I had to work today and I'm tired tonight, I still put some time into it. If I have to spend my last 5 minutes of the day before I go to sleep at night working towards this particular goal, I'm going to give it. If I have to wake up 30 minutes before I go to work, before I get the kids up, to work on this particular goal, to put something down, to do some research, to record that video, to work on my recipe, I put some time into it every day. Every day I did something for the vow. I did something for the goal that I said I wanted to reach. If you are not attacking your goal like that, then you are not giving your best. That's what your best is. Every day. It means you're diligent. It means you are resilient. If people tell you your product sucks, if people tell you, oh, you don't have what it takes, you need to try again, you need to go into another industry, this is not for you, it means you'll still stay committed to it. If you don't see the results in a year, you're remaining committed to it. If you have to take online classes, if you have to pick up a second job, you're still putting at least 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, the little bit of time that you get, you're putting that into that goal. Baby, that's commitment. That is consistency. If you are attacking it like that, I'm telling you, it will not be long before you break into something and you see exactly what you've been meaning to see, if not much more than what you aspired to see. Consistency works. Give it a try. A real fighting chance this time. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Kickstart with Ann.